Can David really beat Goliath? Well, I don't know. What do you think? If you're a small home improvement company fighting against the big guys that have a lot more budget than you, is there anything you can do? Well, I think you probably can, but you know what? You've got to fight smart. Let's take a look at the basketball tournament this last weekend. I'm not saying you're a basketball fan. I'm just saying that there were some interesting upsets. Let's take a quick look. So in the world of NCAA hoops, we had number 15 Lehigh beat Duke, which I was very pleased to see because, like most of you, I hate Duke. If you love Duke, sorry. Number 15 Norfolk State beat number 2 Missouri. That was also a big upset. Number 13 Ohio beat number 4 Michigan. Number 12 South Florida beat number 5 Temple. And then number 13, Ohio, who beat Michigan, then beat number 12, South Florida, to kind of keep that upset streak going. And then number 11, North Carolina, beat number 6, San Diego. Then they beat number 3, Georgetown. Now, think about this for just a minute. If you are one of the 15th ranked teams, that means that the NCAA powers that be considered you to be between the 57th and 60th best teams in the country. Think about that for a minute. You're basically the 60th best team beating one of the top 4 to 8 teams, which is Duke and Missouri. And then down here, finally, at the end of the weekend, of the Sweet 16 teams, we've got a 10, an 11, and a 13. You say, well, that's just basketball. Who cares? It has nothing to do with anything. Well, you know what? I think it can happen in real life. In fact, it happens all the time if you know how to do it. So let's talk about a game plan for you to beat the big guy. Well, there's 3 simple steps. Number 1, you have to look the part. Number 2, you have to know who you are. And number 3, you have to talk the talk. And I'm going to show you a few examples of this. This will be pretty short. Just stick with me for a couple minutes, and I think this will be of great value to you. First of all, you've got to look the part. You can't show up at a wedding wearing cut-off jean shorts and a t-shirt. You just look kind of stupid and out of place. Yet that's what we see all the time. We see companies that show up to their web presentation, somebody's searching, they're looking online, and they see something that looks like this. Is this really how you want to show up and look? This is your best chance to get somebody to say to themselves, you know what? I think I'm going to do business with MGS Roofing Systems. Or would you rather look a little bit better? Here's another one. JP Construction, great products, Austin Windows Company. Is this really how you want to show up and look? If you don't look the part, if you look like a little small fry, you're going to get treated like a little small fry. You're going to get treated like the little guy who gets kicked, sand gets kicked in his face, he gets beat up, and all the good-looking girls go with all the big hunky guys. It's not you. That's not how it has to be. But here's the great thing you need to understand. In the world of internet marketing, in the world of people looking for somebody to buy windows, home improvements, remodeling, everybody is on a level playing field. You have to be dominant on the internet. Think about it. That's where the now buyers are. This is where the people who say to themselves, you know what? I think I want some windows. They go to Google, they start looking around, and then they find this. And this, my friends, is called looking like a little guy. You don't have to look like a little guy just because you're a little guy. Look like a big guy. You can wear the same uniform. You can pump up your muscles. I don't know what you're going to do, but you can look the part. Okay? Well, these are not exactly what I would call looking the part. Well, you have to know who you are. Knowing who you are gets back to your identity one more time. Your identity is simply looking, saying things so that people know exactly who you are and what to expect. Let's take a look at an example. Okay? Well, let's not look at that example first. Let's go live on the internet to, whoops, that's not what we're looking for. Yeah, this is what we're looking for. Okay, let's look for windows in Salisbury, North Carolina. Speaking of North Carolina and Duke. So if I was Googling up here, Windows, Salisbury, North Carolina, Windows, here's what shows up. Windows Home, Windows, North Carolina, the highest quality, $189 installed. Does that really even make sense that it's the highest quality, yet it's only $189? Let's see what it is. Oh, Window World. Imagine that. Vinyl replacement windows, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Let beauty in with Daylight Solutions. Okay. Do they look like the big guy? Well, they look reasonably okay. Do they know who they are? Well, they're the cheapest window guy, but they want to pretend like they're also the highest quality window guy. I don't get that. Number three, they got to talk some smack. Do they talk any smack? Well, no, they just say basically nothing. Let's go back. Let's look at another example here. Okay, we've got Lowe's. Well, I like Lowe's. What can we get at Lowe's? Well, I can get a $1,500 Lowe's prepaid card. Popular categories, windows. I click on that. Takes me to double hung windows, 5% off. This is doing nothing to take me, the browser, and say, you know what, here's why you really ought to buy from this company. So let's go back. Let's see. Let's click on Speaks Custom Windows and Sunrooms. All right. Have they pulled off number one, which is looking the part? Does this company look like they inspire confidence? Answer, probably not really. It looks a little bit amateurish. It looks a little bit 2003-ish, and this is something that we probably need to fix. But watch what happens here. If I click on customer reviews, I get some what I would call very flimsy customer reviews. We love our sunroom and we'll refer you to our friends. Great job. 2005, 1995, 1993. Wow, this is called evidence that's not that current. But look what happens if I click our job gallery. Oops, what's that? It's an error. Photo album ID must contain only letters. Now watch what happens. I try to get back, it won't let me. It hates me. This is called not showing up with jean shorts to the wedding. This is called showing up pretty much naked with the big beer belly and a big fuzzy hairy back. This is horrible. You don't want to do this. I can't do anything. It's locked me out. Okay. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying that could happen. So let's go back. Let's see. Let's go back to our presentation. Where'd that thing go? There we go. All right. Now, this is one we redid for the same company. Speaks Custom Windows. Number one, we've got to look the part. This looks professional. This is a mock-up. This isn't the finished one. I just showed you their one that's current that locked up the internet. Now the entire internet's been shut down for a few minutes. But this looks good. But do they know who they are? Let's read it. Other window replacement contractors use 4 skinny screws and cheap caulk to put your window in place and call it professionally installed. We call that a ripoff. Now, the third point was talking a little smack. Now, if you go back to the original story of David and Goliath, I don't know if you know this, you probably do. It comes from the Bible, okay? And Goliath was said to be 9 foot tall, and David was a shepherd boy. He was the youngest son of Jesse, and his brothers looked at him with disdain because he was just this little runt, basically. And he pulled out he put on the armor first to go fight Goliath, and it didn't fit him well. It was too big. And he took it off, and he said, you know what, I have the power of the Lord. It's a Bible story. And he went and he faced Goliath, not with any kind of armor or sword, but with basically just a slingshot with some stones that he had pulled out of the river. Well, what did he do when he went up there? Goliath looked at him and said, did you send this little runt to fight me? Are you kidding? And he said that he was going to destroy this boy. And David looked at him and said, before this day is over, I'm going to remove your head and I'm going to feed your carcass to the stinking animals. And Goliath was a little bit taken back. And then it says, with the power of the Lord, David rushed at him and flung the stone, and it sunk into his forehead and killed him. Okay? Now, there's a little smack talk going on in there. And I kind of like that smack talk. Not saying, hey, you're a jerk, and we're not going to tell our competitors in a business environment that we're going to take their head off or anything like that. But look at this. We call that a ripoff. We call it what it is. We're going to talk a little bit of smack because here's why. When you speak with confidence, people believe that you're a confident, powerful person. Okay? Our window installation includes about 22 things, depending on your type of install, that you'll likely never see, but makes a huge difference in lowering energy bills and avoiding potential water and mold damage and other expensive repairs. Now we're going to scroll up on this same one. Whoop, I went the wrong way. Here we go. And you can see down here, we've had the same phone number for 34 years. We guarantee it will ring through for the next 34 years, probably longer. How can we offer an unheard of lifetime warranty on windows and labor? Because we never cut corners and we never will. You can get a free no-pressure estimate. You can read our unedited reviews, which are in process, not those 1995 ones. Free homeowner's guide. This is a website that shows up looking the part, that knows who they are and talks a little bit of smack. Again, I don't want you to get too bent out of shape over this smack talk. I'm not telling you to go slap somebody in the face, but I am telling you this. You'd better say something that makes prospects say to themselves, this is a company that I think I want to do business with. Okay? So, by way of summary, look the part, know who you are, and talk the talk. If you can do that, David can and will and does beat Goliath. Because online, guess what? Nobody knows who's any bigger, any different, or anything like that. They just only know what they see. And as long as you show up looking the part, knowing who you are, and talking the talk, guess what? You will win. I don't care if you're a $500,000 window company competing against a $20 million conglomerate. It doesn't matter. You can and will win. Okay? If that's something you think we can help you do, if you need us to help you look the part, know who you are, take your identity, put it into your company, then give us a call. Phone number's on the email that you got. Give us a buzz. We'd love to help you out. We've got some specials going on right now. We'll talk to you more about those later. Thanks so much. See ya. Bye now.